Right, let me just connect with this reading, Virgo, and I'll be straight back. Right, Virgo, what I'm picking up here is this is to do with your ex coming back. I don't know if they've re-entered your life already, but they're coming into your life again in March. We did pick up this in the mid-month, of February, and it's coming up again here. Because we have the Six of Cups, so this is somebody definitely coming back to you, wanting to, work things out again here, Virgo. I do think it could have already happened, but it could be going to happen in March. And we have the Page of Swords here, so this is definite communication from your ex, Virgo, no doubt about it. This is the overall energy. And your ex could be a fire sign, particularly an Aries, or could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. What it's showing to me here, Virgo, is they might have come back and they've tried to try and say, they've changed and, they're really different here. But maybe they're starting to show signs that they haven't changed the ways, because we've got the Devil card here. So this is still stuck in a negative energy. This is them still stuck on a low vibrational energy, Virgo. But also it could mean that they're going to come back to you in March, and they're going to try and say, they've changed, they're ready to prove it to you this time. But with the Devil card, it's showing to me that, they could be lying, they haven't really changed, they're still the same person with the Devil card. And, maybe you've got your guard up a bit, pardon me, here, about it, because maybe they've says that it was going to change, but they're still showing the same signs as they did before, with the Devil card. And, you're thinking to yourself, well, should I give them a second chance? Because, really, they're not really showing me that they have changed here, and maybe, you're not very happy with this offer they're trying to give you, Virgo, because, you already know what they're like here, but they're trying to come to you like they're all, a changed person. They've really changed the ways here, but maybe you're sensing that, they haven't changed. You're sensing that they're still the same person here, definitely. So this situation is saying to you, Virgo, try and think about, both sides of a situation, think about the good and the bad and weigh up things, is there more bad than good, or is there more good than bad here? But with the Devil card, it is stating that, they haven't really changed, that's what I'm feeling, to be honest with you, Virgo. They may be coming out of this energy, but with the Devil card, that's being in the same negative energy as they were before, So it's saying, Virgo, you really need to take control of this situation, and really put it out there, to your ex that, you're not having any mess about this time. I think you're kind of a lot stronger, I think, than you were before, Virgo. And, this is letting me know you have to really put your foot down with this situation. And, if you do want to reconcile, there's going to have to be some rules and regulations, and boundaries, like the Emperor here, they're going to have to prove it to you that they have changed. Virgo, if you do want to get back with them, but you're going to have to make a decision here. Do you move forward, or do you try and work things out here? But it's all in your hands, Virgo. This situation, it really is. It's totally up to you. But they do want to really get back with you. But with the devil, it's not a very good energy. It could be that maybe they could have had an addiction over something or something of that nature, but this is definitely low vibrational energy. So the ball's in your court, Virgo, whether you're going to be taking your ex back or moving on here. But it says really you should be focusing on you and what you really want to do with your life, and because your ex coming back could be a distraction of your life and what you're trying to achieve, and could really hold you back and hold your progress back here, because you're doing quite well, Virgo. Look at all the pentacles you have stacked up here. You're doing quite well. But it's going to be just totally up to you. But I definitely see an ex coming back, or if they haven't already. So yeah, the ball is in your court here, Virgo. So that's what I'm picking up for your love reading. Right, let me just connect with this reading, Virgo, and I'll be straight back. Right, Virgo, what I'm getting here for your general, I think it's to do with your ex here again, because in the middle of the heart of this reading, we have the Magician. So it's saying, Virgo, you're really doing well, at the moment. You could be working on something here. You could be, totally focused on your work, and you're doing quite well with it. But it's saying here, with your ex coming back, you have everything you truly need, Virgo, and the power is in your hands. If you really want to truly work it out, you can do, because you have the right ingredients here to do it. The power is in your hands, Virgo. But it's saying, is there enough trust there? Because, look here, it's like, you're a bit on guard and, a bit not trusting, of your ex coming back here. That's what I'm feeling. And, I think you really, you have got feelings for them. Yeah, you definitely have. Look again, the Six of Cups here. You truly have got some infinity with your ex, so it's really saying, Virgo, if you really want to truly work it out, you can, you've got the right formula here to do it. But if you just want to truly just move on, you can do that also. I'm feeling like you have the upper hand in this situation. I feel like you're the boss of this situation. So, I think whatever you say goes, really, Virgo. The power is totally yours here, definitely, with the Emperor and the Magician. And the Four of Cups here also. So this is saying, they do really want to, reconcile with you. So it's saying, the power is yours now. Look, he's got his arms crossed. So it's really saying, you have to let them know that you're not messing about this time, Virgo. You're wanting something stable and proper. You're not wanting a back and forth thing, or you're not wanting it to be, not a grounded relationship, and I think you're going to let them know this here. You're just going to be straightforward. It could be an Aries as well, your ex, and it's saying, you have, like, again, look, the ball's in your court here. You have power over this situation, Virgo, because I think maybe, they might, they might be willing to really prove it to you here with the Eight of Pentacles. They really want to work on it with you, and you want to work on it with them. But it's really saying here that they really have to prove it to you, Virgo. They can't just say they've changed. They're going to have to prove what they say. They're going to have to back what they say, Virgo, And it's saying, you've got the two again here, a lot of twos here. You have to, kind of balance this situation how you want it. They're going to have to prove it to you, Virgo. They can't just say they've changed, because anybody can say anything. It's what you do, it's what you prove, that you have changed here. So it's really saying, Virgo, truly go by your gut feeling, your intuition, because, it won't see any wrong here. It will give you the right feeling or the wrong feeling, if this is really right or if it's wrong here. But at the end of the day, you're the magician, so you have the power over this situation, Virgo. And the overall energy is the Four of Wands. So, it could be true harmony with your ex. But I'm feeling like, they are going to have to prove it to you. It will be a nice reunion, but they're going to really have to, prove themselves to you, definitely. Because I don't think you're messing about here, Virgo, you're being stern and, letting them know, they're not going to mess you about here again. So yeah, Virgo, that's what I'm picking up for you, general. Right, Virgo, the first card you got is unrequited love. There is not enough traction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So like I says, if your ex did come back, and it says to you that they have changed, this and that, but, they've just proven to you again that they really haven't changed. It is feeling like unrequited love. So that's for some of you. True love. This is a romance of a lifetime. So Virgo, like I said before, you know that they're your true love, and you're willing to do what it takes to work it out, and I feel like, they're really going to have to prove it to you, like I said before, but that they're your true love, it's deep down inside. And we have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So maybe you was really thinking about your ex, and you were sending that energy out to the universe, and, your ex felt, the energy that, you're wanting to work things out again. So you did stay optimistic, about your ex coming back to you here. And let me pull you a self-care card. Right, so Virgo, the universe wanted you to have 3 cards here. Wow, so something very important they're really wanting you to know here. Right, so we got this. We got patience. So it says, be patient, be willing to pass up good for great, Virgo. So have that patience. And we have this one also, friendship. So it says, call a friend. When you're mirrored with love, you see yourself clearly. So always, get that advice off your friends, Virgo, because they'll be willing to give you that advice because they're there for you. So friendship. And we have connection. Wow. Yeah. So it says, connect with someone special. A loved one is a gift to treasure. So yeah, you are feeling that connection, with your ex, and you've always felt it, and you do feel like they are your true love. So you've got that connection with true love here, Virgo. Right, Virgo, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If this did not resonate with you, please watch your moon and rising sign. If you will please like, share and subscribe, that would be great. And until next time, I just want to say peace, love and light to you. And I wish you all the best for March. Bye.